we need to go. We need to go.
Go.
Okay. Okay, here we go. We have our verdict, Savannah. Here we go. Count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, guilty. Count 5, guilty. Count 6, guilty. Count 7, guilty. Count 8, guilty. Count 9, guilty. Count 10, guilty. Count 11, guilty. Count 12, guilty. Count 13, guilty. Count 14, guilty. Count 15, guilty. Count 16, guilty. Count 17, guilty. Count 18, guilty. Count 19, guilty. Count 20, guilty. Count 21, guilty. Count 22, guilty. Count 23, guilty. I'm pausing because it's coming in. Count 24, guilty.
Said the nun to the priest.
Count 25, guilty. Count 26, guilty. Count 27.
Hello, New York.
Guilty. Count 28, guilty. Count 29, guilty. Count 30, guilty. Count 31, guilty. Count 32, guilty. Count 33, guilty. Count 34, guilty. That is 34 felony counts here, all guilty verdicts.
Savannah and Lester, you're going to have to hold on just a hot minute. We got to celebrate. Oh, Lord, they did it. Here's some music for a second, followed by me turning off that music. They did it. The justice system did it. Look around. Where are you now? Where were you today? Burn it in your mind, friends. Because at some point in history, at some point during the rest of your lives, some history-minded relative of yours, or friend, or acquaintance, or coworker may ask, what was it like? What was your day like? The first time a former U.S. president was ever convicted in a criminal court. What was it like when America first tasted justice? He's not the first to deserve it. He certainly deserved it. They'll ask, what was it like? Make a note of it. Tell them. It's damn good in Michigan. Ah! Got him! Got him! That rat. In case you didn't know, convicted felon Donald Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts of the hush money trial in New York today. Fani Willis, first ever to issue charges against a former president. But Alvin Bragg, first ever to get a conviction against a former president. Oh, we're going to look through that news report. We're going to have a hoot. But let's just drink in the moment. By the way, sentencing is 4 days, just 4 days, before the Republicans will officially nominate him to be their candidate. Yeah, this convict, that's who we want. This person who is now a known rapist. E. Jean Carroll's case demonstrated that. Guilty of sexual assault, which in every state but New York is called rape. This guy, this convict named Trump, this reject, that's who we want to run against an incumbent president. Let's see what the wicked community has to say. Pinkerbell, good to see you. Saucy Sea Witch, hello. Excellent day to come back for alive. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Couldn't not. Looney Tunes 9000. Guilty. Yes, sir. Guilty of all the damn charges. You are correct, sir. Aaron W. 34 counts. Ah, ha, ha. Yes, indeed. Rustbox. Hello. Pitchforks Dragon. Hello. Pitchforks Dragon saying, I found out at the plant nursery because an old lady started ugly crying and got kicked out for yelling at the cashier. Your gay agenda did this to Trump. Yeah, the gay agenda finally coming to fruition. We did it to Trump. We got him. Yes, Rustbox. Hey, Jake, happy May 34. Yeah, for the rest of forever, today is May 34. Well put. Pinkerbell, ooh, sentencing will be a couple of days after my birthday. Well, happy soon-to-be birthday to you, my friend. And I'm still reacting to the lady ugly crying. And then just randomly picking a fight with the gays. Pitchforks Dragon, I was like, better check my phone. Oh, guilty. Neat. Yeah. This is good for a lot of reasons. Let's I don't even know if we're going to get to the clip. We probably will. I want to show you guys Trump's little temper tantrum. It's just so much fun. But let's try to be mature for a second. It's not going to last long. Well, what does this mean when you take Trump out of it? We have established something in the United States that the rest of the world has been begging us to just try. Just give it a little try, like a kid that refuses to eat a vegetable. We're like, see how you like it, says the rest of the world to the U.S., and finally we took a bite. Oh, it's tasty. Yeah, holding our leaders accountable for something. George W. Bush killed an unknown but ungodly amount of people based on lies. We didn't do anything. Richard Nixon, he also tried to steal an election. We pardoned him. We officially let him go. This was before we realized you have to be more subtle. You have to just pretend like you're looking into it for about 10 years and then just wait for people to forget. Ronald Reagan, with Iran-Contra, broke the law in order to kill people. The thing that conservatives love most in the world, ending lives in the most cowardly ways they can find. We did nothing. You could easily argue that the willful ignoring of the AIDS epidemic is also on the heads of our presidents. Just a litany of actual crimes that resulted in deaths that have been ignored. And now a new precedent has been set. A presidential precedent, you might say, which is to say they're no different than you and I. Trump was fond of saying, if they can do this to me, they can do it to you. And the retort, of course, was we already knew they could do it to us. They do it to us all the time, holding us accountable. They do it to us when we're not even supposed to be held accountable, when we didn't even do anything. They basically just plucks us up off the street at random and tosses us into jail. We knew they could do this to us. But the thing is, what they can also do to us is hold us accountable for crimes we did do. And in that way, sir, we want to see if we're similar, because it turns out you surely did do this hush money payment. Funny enough, as a matter of getting elected, we would come to learn that it was unnecessary. It was like robbing a bank that you own. You could have just opened the door, taken the money. But no. This is before Trump knew that Americans have almost no soul. We're getting it back, though. He covered up a payment to a porn star. He had sex with her, and then had his buddy, David Pecker, pay that porn star for a story, for the rights to a story, the ability to recount what happened. As a result of that, Stormy Daniels, the porn star that Trump paid for sexual intercourse, was not allowed to sell her story to anybody else. But the thing is, David Pecker was a friend of Trump and in a business arrangement with Trump wherein he would catch these stories and then kill them, never publish them. He did this with Karen McDougal as well. Well, it was discovered that Trump made this payment to David Pecker's company. I believe it was the National Enquirer, and he covered it up, tried to make it look like it was something else. That's fraud right there. He paid Michael Cohen to be the bag man for this, to ensure the payments got made, and to ensure that the transaction went smoothly. Michael Cohen went to jail for this when it was discovered what he did. Until now, Donald Trump did not. He just got convicted. New precedent set. Presidents can be charged and can be held accountable when they break the law. I hope we get a taste for it. I surely do. It gets better. That was all the maturity I had in me. Now here's what it means for Trump. The taboo is broken. We already did Hiroshima. Nagasaki doesn't seem like such a big deal. The taboo's broken. The next group of jurors that meets to decide Trump's guilt will not have to worry about whether or not they are the first ever to call a president guilty. They will not have to worry about whether they are the first ever to have to call Donald Trump guilty. It's happened already. Good, because there's significantly more serious cases coming up. This first one, maximum penalty 4 years. He won't get that. Because until today, he had no criminal record. But in these more serious trials, where the maximum penalties are much, much larger, the defendant is an already convicted felon. He has a record. It is not his first offense. That has huge implications. Another thing that makes it good. There was a lot of hesitation to put Trump in jail on account of the fact that he was, hooting and hollering and making a mockery of the court. A lot less hesitation to put a convicted felon in jail when they're not cooperative. Look for more stern treatment in days ahead. I dare to hope, and this I don't think is so, but I dare to hope that the realization that state courts and, state prosecutors, even though they're dealing with federal charges, have the guts to do this stuff. It may make people like Jack Smith more brave, more willing to do things like, say, petition to remove Judge Cannon from the documents case. Then there's the less certain effects, but nonetheless something to consider. There's a whole lot of people today that are just finding out for the first time that the hush money trial was even going on. There's people that know nothing about the presidency, but enjoy bar trivia. who are currently learning that the first president to ever be convicted in a courtroom is Donald J. Trump, former president, thank God. There's a lot of people that are going to make a hugely consequential decision in November who are finally learning who Donald Trump is. They might be hearing about E. Jean Carroll as well. They might develop an interest in this guy's crimes. I have held on this channel for a long time that America has a huge population of people that only judge things based on consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Donald Trump's miserable life, he is experiencing consequences. And people can see it. Let's enjoy his suffering together, shall we? Let's watch him a wriggle and a wiggle and complain about how somehow this is Joe Biden's fault.
Sir, back to you.
A total victory for the prosecution here. Laura, the jurors obviously bought the prosecution. His bail continues, Laura, so he's out of court. He'll be free on bail while pending sentencing.
And I think we just got our first glimpse of
Yes.
Mr. Trump from behind the glass, or he did dart back behind. But Eric Trump is here. This is again the camera that we have been.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help.
seeing
Eric
the
Trump's.
arrival
Don't worry.
of
Eric
Usher
Trump's
and,
here.
And remarks from former
Problem
President
solved,
Trump, and,
Donald.
we believe he is in this group here, and we would guess, but we don't know for sure whether he'll address the cameras. Here he comes.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump, what are you going to say to the American people? Mr. Trump, how is it going to be evicted ballot?
Look at this prick. Mope, you baby.
This was a disgrace. This was
Ha.
a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area.
Pause. So real quick, Mopey Jones, his sidekick here, couldn't have picked someone better to stand next to him. I'm enjoying that deeply. Second, it doesn't surprise me that Donald Trump would use that line of reasoning. We were at 5%, 6%, and obviously everybody who is in a jury is unable to differentiate between whether or not a person did a crime and whether or not I would vote for them. Like, he just doesn't. He has no concept of ethics. He has no concept of a jury sitting down and weighing these decisions. So he thinks, oh, my polling equates to how I'll do in the trial. Now, granted, it's not nothing, but it's just I can see him being a judge or being a lawyer and trying to decide the case based on polling. What do people think of guilty? Are we or no? The facts? I haven't been listening. Why? Are they interesting? No? Okay, well then just show me the polls. Astounding. All right, let's listen to this baby. Also, it was rigged because he lost, of course. And I think the word to listen for from all Republicans is going to be disgrace, because he keeps saying it over and over. So there we go. Yeah, let's listen.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA and the whole thing. We didn't do it.
Of course, gotta bring George Soros into this. He is right about one thing. November truly will decide if any of this matters. We pretend like we have a fair system of justice, but we don't. A judge in the world in the country we say we've built wouldn't care if he was already the president. A judge would say, it's irrelevant to me. I'm giving you a year and 6 months. Go if you can do your job from prison, fine. But you have a vice president. The country will move on. And it's irrelevant to me what your job is. Wouldn't matter to me if you were an architect or a chiropractor or a street busker. That has nothing to do with whether or not you did this thing, which we've determined in this court that you have. That has very little to do with whether or not you are remorseful, which you are demonstrating in this press conference Jake is watching as not. That has nothing to do with whether or not you were held in contempt of court 10 times, and you were. Sir, year and 6 months for you. That won't happen either. But the point being, it shouldn't matter, but it will. Because if he's president, he will get nothing. Maybe a sternly... He'll probably just get a back massage from the judge. No happy endings. Sorry. No happy endings, mister. Rules are rules in this country. Laws are laws. So I'm not going to finish you with my hands or my mouth. All right, maybe a little hand stuff. That's what'll happen if he's president. Don't let him be president. I know if you're like me, you don't like Joe Biden all that much. Remember, it ain't just about that office. It is about who. It's not just about who's in that chair in the Oval Office. It's also about who's not in that chair, and it's also about the judges that will be appointed. It matters. Don't let this guy get into office. Let's go back to enjoying him whine.
Thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man.
Oh, very innocent.
And it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political...
So you can tell he's nervous about the election. That's on his mind. Our whole country is being rigged right now. Okay, so you don't think you're going to win in November. Yeah, neither do I. Still gonna fight with every ounce of my being. But, yeah, we're in agreement there. Because clearly this guy does not think he's going to win in November. Because he's already calling foul.
Opponent, and I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win. Because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions.
Yeah. So, you're Donald Trump, which means you don't think so good. You gotta make sure people are scared. They're scared so that they vote for you. Because if they don't vote for you, you're gonna actually have to serve your sentence. What do? Millions and remember the caravans? They've got super Mexicans coming our way from the insane asylums and the prisons and wherever diseases are made. And from mad scientist labs, there's Mexicans coming up off of Frankenstein's slab, swimming over the Rio Grande, and, coming in here and doing an MS-13. So, vote for me. But, don't pass that border bill. Make sure you don't pass the border bill until later when I'm president. And then vote for me so that we can pass the border bill that I have worked very hard to make not happen. Super Mexicans.
And they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this.
Real quick. Just real quick. He says rigged decision from day one. Remember, he said the Emmys were rigged when he didn't win an Emmy for The Apprentice. The Emmys, he said. He said the Republican primary was rigged when he didn't win in one state. He said that the 2016 election was rigged until he won. Then he stopped saying it was rigged. And he said the 2020 election was rigged when he lost. And then he tried a coup. He tried to overthrow the government. But he's probably right. This is probably the one that's rigged.
Case never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Taking no questions. The former president now about to leave.
Run, baby.
Very similar to what we've heard during other appearances.
Scurry on.
Frankly, during appearances at some of the rallies he's been able to fit in around.
I have to say, though, the demeanor grim and angry, and clearly the weight of this is upon him. And he said something so interesting, Hallie. He said the real verdict will come November 5th. And to a certain extent, he is right, because for those who were thinking that there might be some legal resolution that would affect whether or not Donald Trump will ever see the Oval Office again,
they were wrong. Wholeheartedly agreed. Gang, let's talk about it on the other side. Motherfucker's a convict now. Good job, America. Friends in Canada, first time I don't feel a little bit embarrassed saying hello in my time as an internet broadcaster. We're doing it. We're finally doing it. This is like a guy that's gotten blackout drunk every day for 5 years being like, I only had a couple of cans of Bud Light yesterday. You might have noticed I didn't stumble into work this morning. Turning things around. My point is, we got 57 more counts to go. But of all the ways the first 34 could have gone, this here is the best. It is the best. Ooh. And they interviewed so they got some reactions from the crowd. One person in that clip, which I should have linked and I forgot. I'll do that when I re-upload. One person saying like, "Oh, I'm proud of this branch of government. Good job, yada yada." And you know, I didn't see an interview with a Trump supporter, but I'll just assume it went like this. Mr. Trump supporter, how did you feel about the verdict that the jury reached today, with the Trump supporters saying, "Oh, you know, it was a surprise. It was certainly a surprise. This is gonna make me go home and you know, I'll need some time to just digest this. Really, it may well reshape my view of the candidate." Because obviously it's a jury of 12 and they were unanimous. So I must respect their decision. But even though if you're asking me for my gut opinion, it would be the Jews. No, they're not. Trump supporters will carry on the way they always carry on and continue ranting about space lasers and chips in vaccines and all that nonsense. It's fine. Let them whine. What really will happen with Trump supporters today is they're going to go, ew, consequences. Oh, I thought the January 6th thing was kind of a fluke. Consequences for our actions? Us? Conservative, evil people have consequences now? I don't know if I like that. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting to that era, folks. And frankly, it's because of you. None of this would have happened if the people of the world had not been outraged and vocal about their outrage. We watched, and frankly, I was narrating it as it happened, as the DOJ tried their best to just let Trump get away with all this. You can go to Audible, listen to the January 6th transcript. It's 24 hours long, but you don't have to listen to all of it to understand how egregious it was. The January 6th committee put this out in audiobook form. You can also, for free, if you want to read like a Neanderthal, you can also just read it for free. Google it. Point being, Donald Trump tried a coup, folks. And the DOJ, out of class loyalty, tried to let him get away with it. But you all did the thing that the whole world, and especially the American people, has not done before. You held on. You didn't let it go. You wrote people. You posted online. You kept it in the zeitgeist, and you made your opinions clear. None of this would have happened if not for you. Keep it up. When it comes time to write people, write your email. That's doing your duty. If you've been joining us from outside the U.S., thank you. We need your help. We need your voice. We need your effort. We need your attention. I wish we didn't. I wish we were helping solve problems and not being the main problem. It's been a real rough 38 years. But we're starting. We're trying. And thank you for being there for us and helping us in the way we need it. If you are a U.S. citizen, keep writing your representatives. Keep writing the Department of Justice. Keep being annoying about these things. I'm going to sleep well tonight for the first time in a long time because of this. I'm going to be happy drunk for the first time in a long time because of this. Let's say hello to the audience, though. Again, Jason Hatfield. Rad sent. Well. Prepare for MAGA insanity level up. Yes, you are correct, sir. Oh, Baker's Dozen Cats. Hello. Pitchforks Dragon. My daughter made tuna, salmon, shrimp, and crab poke. It's good, but it tastes a little like fish. Douglas Connors. Well, hello to you, sir. Jake, write us if you see this. You're invited on our show tomorrow. Oh, that's wonderful. I'll break hearts right up front. I will be quite busy tomorrow, but if it's at all feasible, then of course. But I'm all in a tizzy. I only came on today because how could I not? It's a good day. The Letter Hack. Well, hello. Douglas Connors, finally. No. I'm sorry. Although I haven't forgotten about Canada Day. Oh, I've been saving up. I'm excited for that, my friend. Oh, Douglas Connors, thank you, Jake, for helping us keep our sanity through it. It feels like It feels a little bit like being the family member of a drunk with a loaded gun when we're walking through the international neighborhood, and we're like, hey, I'm sorry, Uncle Bill was firing off shots into everybody's awnings recently. We took the gun away, but he found it. He just found it. I'm sorry. There's no good explanation. Like, there's no excuse for how we've gotten to where we are. But we're just trying. We're just trying. Jason Hatfield, yeah, like, really, where you been? Oh my God, I told myself I could do a couple of jobs at once. Let's just say this. I'm on a temporary job. It ends next week. And after that, I'm gonna have a new appreciation for this one. Because I like, yeah, I just, you need money sometimes, but it's not as fun. Oh, Snick Sabia, I don't think Jake will tell us. He might have to kill us. Yeah, every time it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I always sound cagey and I don't mean to. Baker Bell, watch him get arrested trying to mail in a ballot in Florida and being like, see, I told you there's fraud. Oh. Ooh, letter hack. Ooh, Matt, where are you? Hello? The letter hack. So is this a case where Trump isn't allowed to vote for himself now? I mean, there's just so many layers. There's so many layers. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is so good. I hope he gets, like, when he gets the lightest sentence and he just has to do, like, community service for a half day. I hope he starts singing, like, old slave songs, like, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Oh, I get it now. I get it. I shouldn't have done that thing with my apartments. Douglas Connors, and he can't own a gun either, right? Well, that's true, but he's got such baby hands, he couldn't pick one up anyway. Bela Lugrisi, he has an army of weekend warriors who are in greater danger of being pierced by a diabetes needle than an enemy bullet. And they're not worth the powder it would take to blow him to hell. Pitchfork's Dragon, damn, he has to reveal he's a felon the next time he applies for a reality show. Oh, the Spaceballs song. I don't remember that, Aaron W. I'm losing some nerd cred. Snick Sabia. I already read that. All right, gang. Yeah. Yes, no, there we go. Snick Sabia, Trump can't vote anymore. Oh, so good. So good. And Baker's Dozens Cats confirming. I love it. Oh, my God. Gang, thank you for hanging out with me and gloating over this orange carcass. Here's hoping to 57 more of these muckers up in here. What a day. What a day. To conclude, if you're just arriving, and just because I want to say it one more time, after being found guilty on all 34 charges in the hush money trial, convicted felon Donald Trump now awaits sentencing. That'll be July 11th, just 4 days before the Republicans nominate him to be their candidate. Good job, America.